Hey guys, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's talk some mountain weather. My headlines on this afternoon update here. The river continues through 114 with the biggest impacts on the coast. British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and California especially. And I've got surges timed out for 1.8, 1.9 into 1.10, and that one's probably the most significant one of the bunch. The biggest one that is yet to come. 1.9 into 1.10, and then another somewhere between 1.13, 1.14, and maybe 1.15. But the one on 1.9, 1.10 is looking strong and potentially right on the verge of extreme. And so, I heard some comments about the snow levels rising. You can expect abnormally high snow levels with this 1.9, 1.10 storm coming, and certainly on 1.9. The snow levels are going to get pushed very high with this type of, this intensity of this surge coming. So those are my headlines. Let me just show you. I wrote this blog this morning on christomer.com, published it. Take a look. There was Mammoth. Some leftover snow was falling this morning out there. Now we'll look ahead to the next one, which is kind of a smaller surge coming in on 1.8, and then the big boy after that. But there's your current setup. I mean, look at that thing on water vapor. Just a classic comma shape, large, sprawling, deep, low pressure on the coast. Let's talk about the river. So this is the 16-day from the GEFS model, the IVT, and you can see how deep this surge was, 1.4, 1.5, that just finished and is moving out. The next one that comes in, 1.7, 1.8. The next one, there's 1.10, and then the one behind it for 1.13, 1.14. And now after 1.14, 1.15, the surges are much weaker. There's still some atmospheric river contribution beyond that, but they're much weaker looking down the road. So here's the forecast pattern. I'll show you this full for 1.14. You still got a powerful jet coming off the Pacific, but it's not as perfect. It's not that perfect west to east flow, but it's still powerful. You can see there's a trough swinging through the west, a dip in the jet on 114. So it's a little choppy. It's just not that perfect AR flow that we had seen over the last week and a half, but nonetheless still powerful. So back to the blog. I want to show you a bit on timing with all of this. So here's the forecast radar and satellite. So this is Friday morning at 6. Some snow sliding through Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. Here comes Saturday, 1.7 to 1.8. The next moisture push right there. That moves into the interior and kind of falls apart. Another big one right there. Look at that, 1.9 into 1.10. And then by late on 1.10, it begins to slide into the interior, but it's not as consolidated. Just one more time. All right, here we go with Friday at 6. Saturday at 6. Here comes the next surge right there into 1.8, and then we brace for another big one. 1.9 into 1.10 is looking powerful for California and the West Coast, and then that moves into the interior. All right, let's go into forecast totals. So on the blog, these are my totals from this morning, my forecast totals from this morning. I'll show you what I'm thinking this afternoon. Here is the remainder of 1.5 through 1.7. So in California and the West Coast, you're starting to catch that next on the front end of that next surge, late 1.7 and then 1.8. So in the interior, looking at about a foot through the Wasatch, the rest of 1.5 through 1.7, and in Colorado, another 2 to 8 inches on the way. So the second period is right here now, and this is 1.8 through 1.14. So you're capturing the big one on 1.9, 1.10. And potentially another surge, 1.13, 1.14, 1.15. So another 50 to 70 inches in California through that period, with a high potential for flooding in a lot of the valleys of Northern California out of this thing. There's so much rain that another 10 to 15 inches of rain has yet to fall. Another foot through the Wasatch, another foot in the Tetons. Idaho does well through Brundage and Sun Valley. Pacific Northwest looks really good with 1 to 2 feet up there through Stevens, Baker, and Whistler. Interior BC will do okay with moderate accumulations, but only light through Banff. In Colorado, another 2 to 6. I also updated my numbers for the Pacific, or for the Northeast. 2 to 6 will probably do it here through 114. I just don't see anything bigger at this point. There may be something in the longer term that's a little bit bigger, but I'm just not capturing it right here as of yet, but this is where the biggest numbers are going to be out west, 1/8 through 1/14. Lots of snow yet to fall. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in here. Always appreciate it. Take care.